It didn't get on the packet until like 4 o'clock.
Oh, he must have done it right after me.
Okay. Let's call this meeting the Haysville Planning Commission order. First item of business is roll call.
Williams,
Here.
Trube,
Here.
Coleman, Azier,
Here.
Wallace, Rinky,
Here.
Blood.
Here.
Next item of business is the presentation approval of minutes is September 25th, 2025.
I move we accept them as provided.
I'll second.
I have a motion and second to approve. Question?
Williams,
Pardon?
I or
Oh, aye.
Trube,
Aye.
Azier,
Aye.
Rinky,
Aye.
Blood.
Aye.
No public forum?
None. Or, did you want to speak under public forum?
No.
Okay. None then.
Under old business, we have a zone change request from single family residential to multifamily for residential for property generally located at 6401 South Sunnyside Road.
So City Council reviewed this on October 14th, 2025, and they ended up voting to return the Planning Commission's recommendation for further consideration because no reason was given for the denial. For recommendations on zone changes, the Commission has to always state its reasoning based on one of the factors in the Golden Rules. So when the City Council returns your recommendation, you have two options. One, resubmit your original recommendation, or two, submit a new or amended recommendation.
But either way, it should have the reasoning behind it
Yes.
included. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you for that clarification. Any discussion?
I would like to move that we deny the request to rezone the property located at 6401 South Sunnyside Road from single-family residential to multi-family based on the findings that the proposed zoning is not compatible with the existing infrastructure or surrounding development pattern. Specifically, the site lacks adequate access to safely accommodate additional traffic, as South Sunnyside Road is a narrow one-way street with limited ingress and egress options. The denial is made pursuant to golden factors, specifically Factor 5 concerning public health and safety, and Factor 7 regarding the adequacy of public facilities and transportation access.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and second to deny with that reasoning. Question?
Williams,
Aye.
True,
Aye.
Azier,
Aye.
Rinky,
Aye.
Blood.
Abstain.
Under new business, we have a review of the text amendment to the zoning regulations. Changed Article 3, general regulations, and Article 4, rezoning districts.
So this is a change to Article 3, General Regulations. This article covers the base districts, the minimum bulk regulations for all districts, and the minimum regulations for accessory structures and uses in all districts. This will be renamed to Article 4 in our final amendment, staying as General Regulations. For Section 300 or 401 in your binders, the base districts that are listed as a list will be replaced with a table, and the special base districts of protective overlay and historic district original town will be added to the table. We'll also be codifying the hierarchy that'll go with the zoning classification chart that is on the planning and zoning page that allows you to rezone to a lesser district than what's proposed. Changes to section 303 or 405 in your binders will allow multiple principal structures per lot in all districts but single-family districts. It'll also allow architectural appendages and porches to encroach into setbacks in all districts, and it also will relocate the use chart from the current Article 4. And then changes to section 304 or section 406 in your binders is establishing a front setback for accessory structures, special setbacks for corner lots, and replacing the list of setback requirements for accessory structures with a table. It also includes some regulations for auxiliary structures or accessory structures that are less than 100 square feet and don't require a building permit. There are some more changes that I have not gone over, but this is just a review and we do not need a motion.
Did everybody get a chance to look at that prior to the meeting? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Any questions or concerns? Okay. Next item is the review of the South Meridian Corridor Plan.
Tim, I actually had another article to go over.
Oh, sorry. Back to item A.
The next article is Article 7. We're splitting up our Article 4, I believe it is now, that has all of our zoning district regulations in it. We're going to split it into residential districts, commercial districts, and then industrial. And so this is that industrial article. There's no huge changes to this, and any that are the same for both light industrial and heavy industrial. We're mostly just adding in a section for the dimensional standards, which are new in the Article 4 that we just went over. And then providing for some allowances for operations in the front setback when it comes to parking and vehicle and equipment sales.
Any questions about Article 7 or just general discussion? No?
No.
Okay. Is that it for that?
Yeah, now we can move on.
No Article 10?
Nope.
Okay. Now, item B under new business, review of the South Meridian Corridor Plan.
So for those of you listening online that are unfamiliar with the South Meridian Plan, this provides guidance for future improvement to an approximate 5.4 mile portion of Meridian Avenue within the southern part of Sedgwick County on the west side of Haysville. This area is under study, is located along Meridian from a point 1/4 mile north of 55th Street and 1/8 mile south of 95th Street. The plan addresses land use, transportation, and aesthetic enhancements to the corridor through the year 2035. Staff reviewed this plan prior to tonight's meeting and found the following recommendations to be completed by the zoning department. 3 of these are projected to be completed in the next year. The first is adopting the land use classifications as they're listed in the plan. These classifications would be formally adopted in our comp plan, which is up for its annual review in December. The second is adopting the land use plan as it is shown in the corridor plan. That would be officially adopted in our official land use map, which is up for review summer next year.
Can I ask a question in the middle of your,
Sure.
sorry for interrupting, but before we adopt that land use plan wholesale, has it been checked for compliance with existing uses? And this is, 2012, and there's been a decent amount of development since then. And I know some of the properties changed hands also, so is part of that adoption going to be at least a cursory review and an update too?
We could incorporate that, yes.
I just think it's worth a little bit of discussion at least, so that, I mean, some of this stuff I think is correct with where it sits, but some of it is not. You know, just make sure that it gets at least considered based on existing uses before it's just adopted.
Mhm.
Okay.
Part of our next land use plan update hopefully will be an existing land use map to go along with the future land use map.
Okay.
The third update that we can get done next year is considering the adoption of a policy that would require new subdivisions to have collector streets at quarter-mile intervals on arterials. That would be adopted in our subdivision regulations that are up for review spring of next year. The other two, the first being considering the adoption of landscaping and screening for residential developments and developing an access management policy, those deadlines are to be determined.
There's an additional part of this that was basic requirements for a traffic study and outlining where and when those breakover points are. Did any part of that ever get incorporated into the code?
I think that would have been incorporated with a development review process, which is still ongoing.
Okay. I think if we're gonna go through the effort of looking at the rest of this and trying to incorporate whatever we can out of it, that is a part of it that I think is valuable. So it probably also needs to be updated and reviewed, but I think that's an important part, especially as development comes in. That's one of our only protections against a developer coming in and putting something in without doing a traffic study and then realizing after the fact that we need a left turn lane or a signal or whatever it is, and there being no mechanism after the fact to be able to put that cost back on the developer or the development itself, and it falling on the city wholly. So just, I think it's worth reviewing that as well. And try to incorporate it.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Okay. Any other questions about the South Meridian Corridor Plan?
None here.
You covered everything I was wondering about, so
I
thank you.
took all I apologize for that.
No.
I'll try to leave some meat on the bone for you next time.
That's okay.
Anything else for South Meridian?
No.
Okay. Next item under new business is review the 2026 capital improvement plan.
The capital improvements plan is a document that's developed by staff with the direction of the mayor and city council. It is part of the comprehensive plan, which is why it's up for your recommendation and your review. The capital improvements plan explains the city's budget and also the city's debts. It also explains the city projects that are categorized by short range to be completed in the next year, mid range to be completed in the next 2 years, and then long range to be completed past those 2 years. The complete list of projects is listed at the end. Our city manager is the best resource when it comes to the capital improvements program, so you can reach out to him directly if you have questions, or you can state them now for the record. We can table and I can get back to you with answers at our next meeting.
Is there a copy of the CIP in here somewhere?
I can give you mine if it's not in yours.
Sorry.
It should be at the end.
At the end here?
At the end after the South Meridian plan. Should have been there.
Well, mine was backwards because all of your amendments were after the South Meridian plan too. And then I've got non-conforming. Sorry.
Okay.
I know this is riveting television and I apologize for that, but does everybody else have a copy of it? Is it just me that doesn't?
I don't think any of us do.
No.
It should be in the staff or in the planning commission packet online.
Okay.
Yeah, it's online.
Oh, I saw that. Hold on. I apologize. I did see that graph somewhere. There it is. You can have yours back. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
So this should be right before the first tab, if you guys can find it. And this is informative.
You are supposed to make a recommendation to city council on whether to approve or deny the capital improvements claim.
Are we prepared to do that?
No.
What's their schedule?
We are actually ahead of time. This is normally reviewed in either November or December, so if you want to table today, that's okay.
I think my preference would be to table it unless anybody has an objection to that.
No, Joe.
Are we making that motion then?
I'll move that we table this to the next meeting.
A second.
A motion and second to table this to the next meeting, which should be,
November 13th.
okay. Question?
Williams,
Aye.
Troop,
Aye.
Asia,
Aye.
Rinky,
Aye.
Blood.
Aye.
No correspondence?
None.
Off agenda, the next meeting date is November
13th.
13th. Item 9.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you, everybody.